All right, hello everybody. I've been working with the channel. I'm uploading some videos and reading comments. I like responding to every comment I can. There was one on a Virgo Halloween video. I had the pendulum in my hand, and the guy said, "Great video, like your stuff and everything. Like the skit at 1 minute 12 seconds." And I thought, okay, thank you. So I went, checked the video, and I guess he's talking about the pendulum. And there was somebody on a Facebook cult group. I'm on a few Facebook cult groups, and this guy, he says, "Oh yeah, I seen the video, yeah, the pendulum and everything, and yeah, total. I could debunk it." And he takes and records a little video of him swinging a little chain around or something, being a smart aleck, being a smart ass, and I put a video up of using the pendulum, and 4 or 5 minute video. I'm just sitting there in the video, like, because he challenged somebody on Facebook. He challenged everybody in this group. He'd pay $1,000 for like something supernatural that was recorded or something like that. So I just held my hand out with the pendulum, and for like a minute and a half, and it's just sitting there spinning like it's on a electric motor between my two fingers. And I mean, I've been doing divination of all kinds, cards and pendulums and all kinds of divination. At least 3 different forms regularly. And pendulum divination it can become more connected to the source, to the spirit, and it can just works better. It just works better. And I mean, after so long, after so many years of using a pendulum, like you can feel it like running down. You can feel it going down your arm. So whenever you do, like you're doing like very questions that can't be semantically, because spirit source will, if there's semantics that can be played, like, will I get a new job, soon. Okay, soon. Well, soon is, that's from the eye of the beholder. Soon might be a month for the person wanting the job, and for the source, soon could be 5 years. And it's nothing mean or, malicious or anything. It's just, you have to be clear. And when you ask a question with a pendulum, when you first start out using these things, for a lot of people, often, it'll just barely move. It'll move so like minuscule that they're not convinced that it actually did anything. And you guide them, you help people. You're like, okay, ask you for a no, show me a no, and it starts turning circles, and they're like, wait a second, I didn't move my hand, and it just started doing little circles. Now they're kind of, wait a second, what the fuck? Are we in a dream? Do I actually have power? Oh shit. No, they don't go that far. You gotta drop a pound of mushrooms and 5 hits LSD on them to get them to skip ahead that far in the game. But anywho, no, drugs are not required. It's just fun to see them work sometimes. It's like, I don't know, it killed all those people, but that one dude, he's a total sorcerer now. What'd you do? I give him a shitload of shrooms, like 5 years. Dude's a badass. Everybody else died. No. So don't do drugs. So people start out using the pendulum, and it just barely moves. And then after a while, especially if you work on your diet and your meditation, your body, your totality, it starts working better and better. Eventually, you can feel like a current running down your arm, like right before the pendulum will even shift direction, before it goes from circle to straight forward or side to side, or it switches direction. You feel it. And it's like, oh, let's get ready to switch here. It'll slow down. You sit there like when I do a tarot spread, this is how I draw the cards. I use divination on divination. I take the cards and I just spread them out in a couple of big straight rows so I can see every card. And I take my pendulum and I just whip it, and so it's spinning. I started off spinning, and I just kind of glide it slowly over the card. It'll just keep spinning and spinning and spinning until it gets to almost right to the card, and it starts to slow down. And you will feel it. You'll feel it start to slow finally. You know, this is after spinning for a little bit. And then it'll just, boom, switch, boom, this one. And you confirm, you touch the card, like that one, it's like, it'll jump. It's like, yes, dumbass, come on. Yes, you like to go fast? Well, let's fucking go fast. It's like, all right, shit. You pull that card, you do it again. And like, I speed it up. If people watch me doing it, I've done it so much that it may not seem like I can understand a little bit of confusion. So I've got two tarots. I got tarot cards spread in 2 straight rows. I can see all the cards. I kind of abbreviate it by, I'm like, source, top row, bottom row. I'm like, I'll say top row, and it'll be like, no, okay, bottom row. Boom, right side, left side. Sometimes I do that. Like right side, and no, okay, so it's left side. So start over here. These are going on each card from the left side. And then it gets, like the 5th, 6th, 10th, whatever. Boom, there it is. Draw that one. And the next draw, it'll be like, okay, bottom row, no, top row, okay. So I'm doing that to abbreviate the divination process. Especially if you're drawing 10 cards, 12 cards, 15 cards, clarifiers, all that shit. Which I enjoy the tarot. Memorizing. I can look at the name of the card. I'm familiar with all the cards. And when I touch the card, I look at the others, and it's like I'm intuitive. I get impressions, not like clear picture images necessarily, but almost like a made up little story in the back of my mind that seems to be ringing true for some reason now with someone out there in the ether. But memorizing all these, hundreds of specific meanings, because it does help to compensate for that lack of rote memorization of each, the 78 cards of the Thoth Tarot, the Hermetic Tarot, so on. What I do is I would take out the book, and I go to the card that was drawn. The first one that was drawn, take the book, and it's got your upright, your the light or the dark divinatory, in the Thoth, it's phrased differently. It's your light and shadow divinatory meanings, good and bad ones, Some of them are almost, inverse divinatory meanings on some of the cards. And I'll just go through the divinatory meanings, So Pendulum's just sitting there winging away, like it's on an electric motor, like one by one. And then when it gets to the divinatory meaning, it's zeroed in. That card was drawn for, boom, yes, shows me a yes. So this just, it takes a few minutes to hammer that shit out, but, it doesn't leave as much. It's bringing source and spirit right directly involved in the drawing of the cards and the focusing and the zeroing in on the specific upright or, shadow, dark, the undignified, ill-dignified divinatory meaning. Boom, zero right in on it. And when you do that with all the cards, you only need to ask a couple of questions during a tarot reading. It's like, okay, is this solely focused? These cards are solely focused on, the Leo, the Scorpio, the so on. That general reading or the person sitting in front of me, so on. Yes, you clarify. You can clarify with the pendulum during the tarot reading. You clarify with cards. You clarify with the pendulum. So this guy, he challenges some people in the cult group on Facebook. $1,000, somebody show me proof, like something supernatural. So I'm just like holding the pendulum there between my fingers, like a minute and a half. It's just zip it away, and then he comes back with some debunked. Of course, there were people that chimed in and said, "Pay him his fucking money." Like you owe him $1,000, asshole. There were people that chiming in because they're like, that's a straight up, non-altered non-messed with video. And I should have sent another one. Just sit there and held it right in front of the camera for 5 minutes, you know. You just sit there and buzz, spin it away. You know, my pendulum now, it jumps around. You know, it jumps. And it's like, whenever I'm, you know, if I'm asking a pretty straightforward question, you know, yes. But if I'm like, wait a second, does that mean that if the sun goes down over there, it comes back up on the other side of the earth again? It's like, yes, it jumps. It's like, yes, stupid. Yes, the fucking sun does that. It's like, God, you know, it doesn't hurt my feelings or anything, but I get the point. You know. So I'm going to title this video, Pendulum, and what can they do? And then I'm going to post a freaking video. I mean, just showing you, I've got to really record it well. So people can slow-mo, look at it closely, high definition. It's like, I don't think he's moving his hand. No shit, Shamrocks. No shit. I wouldn't waste my fucking time playing games with a fucking pendulum. Oh, look at me. Oh, fucking pendulum. Yeah. You know, eventually I might live to 70, then I'll die. How was your day? Fuck all that shit. Yeah, that video's coming up. If you watched all of this, then you're trying to zero in on my location, but too late. I've already found yours, and I've accessed your VPN and put Jewel Quest on all of your devices. Now I'm not paid by Jewel Quest, if that's actually a real thing. I always leave on a high note. That's what Costanza said. All right, I'm out. Namaste.